Right, so hi everyone, and Liam Hartery here today with another episode of Presenting Champions. And today I'm joined by Ashton Caniglia, who is over in Omaha, Nebraska, I believe. Today we're going to be talking about his MMA journey. He's a rising star in the world of MMA, already been in there with some great names for some great promotions. I believe the best is yet to come for this man as well, but he's already accomplished a lot. So as always, today we're going to be talking about past, present, and future, as well as the mindset that it takes to succeed in one of the toughest sports in the world, mixed martial arts. So, yeah, Champ, thank you for coming on the show, brother. And it's great to have you on here. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here. Uh, I definitely have been doing this for a long time, so um, I'd like to speak on it.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we'll do, man. That's what we'll do. So let's start with shortly we'll go back in time and talk about your beginnings. But let's just start with how things are going for you right now, at the beginning of 2023, in terms of like how your training's going and what your plans are for this year and what you hope to achieve this year and everything.
Man, this year is great. I know I spent the new year in Vegas, and you know it wasn't that kind. You go to Vegas, people go there, and they think Vegas, you go there to party. No, I go there adventures, hiking, four wheeling, jumping off the Stratus Tower, just seeing Vegas. You gotta go, you gotta travel, but you gotta go see the place, actually see Nevada, go explore and see what it's all about. It's not just casinos and getting drunk. I don't even think I got drunk one time.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you went to
so
Vegas and you didn't have even one drink.
so
That's cool, man.
now I got back to business when I got back. So um I stuck with my vegan diet. So I went vegan for my last fight. Then, I had my Thanksgiving. I cheated on Thanksgiving, but after that I've been strict vegan. So that's been going good. And I got a big fight lined up. So I'm excited for it. This is really going to jump off 2023 for me because Shamrock is a big show. They've been on UFC Fight Pass. Uh, I don't know what it is, why some of their cards are on UFC Fight Pass, then some of them are on MMA Futures. That doesn't make any sense to me. Uh,
Well, so
but
man, I mean, you're getting the big opportunities, and you're keeping rising up the levels, and that's very cool. And yeah, I mean, the whole vegan thing is very cool as well. There's more and more people doing that nowadays, and getting some good results with it. So, it's
uh,
yeah, good to
I
hear.
watched the movie called what was it called? What's the movie? It's on Amazon Prime. It's called man, why can't I think of it? It'll come to me and I'll bring it up.
Yeah, when it pops into your head, just let me know, man. Because I hate it when that happens. When it's like on the tip of your tongue. And yeah, I feel how that's going. All right then. So that's this year. That's you got a big fight coming up, getting a big opportunity. So absolutely hard work paying off. I think what we're gonna do now is go back in time a little bit and talk about some of the fights you have had. So let's go back to let's go back to the start of your journey, really. I mean, in MMA, obviously you've been doing this a long time. You've had a lot of fights, amateur and professional. In the very beginning, what inspired you to become a mixed martial artist in the very beginning of your journey?
So I started MMA probably when I was 22. Um, I grew up wrestling and playing football and hitting, and um, I started wrestling about 7 years old. Then in high school, I wrestled, but I also got in a lot of street fights, and that was fun. Um, so when I was just bored, I missed wrestling. I missed being under the lights, and wrestling. I missed it. So my buddy Seth Bass, he introduced me to MMA, and I started in OFC, and I was just doing it for fun. I didn't know. From now, I didn't know I was gonna be here. Like, this was not the plan. I was not planning on being a fighter at all. You know, I then I just fell in love with it. I couldn't stay away from it. I tried to get away from it because my ex didn't want me to like be serious, then and I couldn't stay away from it. it
Wow,
it started becoming a dream, like an actual job, and you know, then I stopped being stupid. I didn't take it serious for a long time. You know, I'm I should have took it serious a long time ago. I'd probably be in the UFC, but I was still being dumb, and around 26 years old, I was still being dumb. I was hurt. I couldn't fight. I couldn't work. And after my elbow was healed from my amateur fight on LFA against Michael Aquila, I got serious, and now I'm here. I'm I should be the ranked number 2 fighter in Nebraska, but I'm not on Tapology. So um, I'm fighting a guy out of Glory that used to fight under James Cross, and what I've seen will be a good fight. He kind of fights like me. He seems like he's a good brawler, but all he knows how to do really is wrestle. No really submission game either. He just wrestles and grinds on him and tires him out, then waits for an opening. That's how he finishes them, which is good, but I can do that too.
yeah. Well, you're full of confidence, which is always good, going into a fight. Do you have a prediction then for this up and coming one now? Do you have a prediction like which round you're gonna get him out of there or what's gonna happen?
Oh, I gotta get him out of there. I gotta finish him. Kansas City is gonna be loud. It's gonna be so loud in there for him. Um, uh, I'm gonna finish him in the second round. I'm gonna finish him. I'm going for the KO, but I'm gonna finish whatever I can take. I'm gonna finish him. Either it's a submission or a KO. Um, I'd like a KO, but if the choke's there, I'm gonna take it. I gotta get him out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And then looking, a little bit further forward in time type of thing, you mentioned earlier about, you could have been in the UFC and things. Is that still the dream now, like for the long term, over maybe the next couple of years or something, or, the next year? What are your bigger goals in a sport going forward, like a little bit further in time, if you get what I mean?
You know, Further in time, like I'd like to coach one day, maybe have a gym. That'd be nice. We don't have really too many MMA gyms where I come from Nebraska. We have a lot of mixed martial arts gyms that they don't focus on MMA, they don't put it all together, you know. We really have one gym, Premier, that does that, but uh gym I'm at is just exclusively uh Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Judo, and we got kids Taekwondo. So um, I put it all together pretty well, and that what makes a real mixed martial artist. And when you train at a gym that doesn't train MMA, doesn't have a class, and we don't have a class that just does that, just MMA and sparring that way. I don't have that. So I have to, I have Muay Thai sparring and I have jit throwing, and I have to put it together on my own. Or I sometimes go to the one MMA gym we have in town and I train there. So I'm investing a lot of money and time in myself right now, not only to make it to the UFC and win, but to set myself up for when it's time for the next generation to be coached. I can be I can be that guy. I can be that coach, that gym owner, and I can teach them.
Yeah, that's
That's
all.
what I see. That's what I see in the future for me. If you know, I can't fight forever.
Yeah, well, that's an awesome dream, man. I love that. I got a lot of respect for that, like when people give back and, have like a positive impact on people's lives, if you get what I mean. And it's very cool. If there's not a lot of MMA around your area, what has the recognition been like for your career in terms of,
Well,
in your town and everything?
well, there's a lot of MMA in my area. We're very known for MMA.
Mm,
Like Dynasty Combat Sports has been we going forever. We had Dynasty Combat Sports. We had Victory
mm,
uh, Fighting Championship that was on UFC Fight Pass. Ryan Stoddard owned it, and a lot of our I fought on that, and we have OFC, which I started on. It's not that we don't. We have a big MMA community here, just not many like uh, MMA gyms that
mhm.
you know. We have boxing gyms, karate gyms, Muay Thai, BJJ gyms, but not many gyms have the MMA class option to put it all together in one class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um but your question was what again?
Like, the recognition that you get now, as you're rising up the levels and everything, in your local area and in your community, what is the response like, to the success that you're having in your MMA career so far?
Um man, I think the fans, the support and where I'm at from when I started taking it serious, I'm pretty far. I I went to Jackson Wink MMA uh, for 6 months. Then I came back because I wasn't feeling the environment and my allergies were horrible. So I feel really good where I'm at, and I feel like I'm next in line coming from Nebraska to make it to not even if it's the UFC. I don't care if it's the UFC. Bellator, PFL. There's options now. Fighters have options now. It used to be just UFC and even one championship. If I had a choice, I'd pick any of those over the UFC.
Mhm.
I think I would.
Yeah, very cool. Well, like I was saying at the beginning, the future is very, very bright for you. There's some big opportunities out there. So, you keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, and something big is on the horizon. Um, I want to ask you about one other thing as well. You said earlier, like, when you came out of like football and wrestling, you were starting MMA, you were still fighting on the streets and all that type of thing. How would you say that being a professional fighter has improved you as a person? Do you feel that you're more centered now, like you've got somewhere to channel your energy, if you get what I mean?
So yeah, MMA like saved me. Like I used to drink and party and get fucked up. I smoked cigarettes, I smoked vapes, whatever. I quit all that. MMA helped me, really helped me. It is therapy. It's therapy to me. And man, I don't think I would be where I'm at now without the sport. Uh, I don't see me doing anything else. So, uh, it I used to get in a lot of fights because I don't, but now you won't catch me fighting if it's not in the cage. I know how to control myself. Con like, you know, uh, I used to have anger problems when I was younger. I don't know more. I know how to harness it all. You got you got to be able to harness it. You know when to use it and not to use it. Know when you're know how to use it when you need to put someone down
Yeah,
or you have to put them out. You need to know when the right time is to if you need to just put them down or you need to hurt them. Like you don't you know as a professional you kind of shrug it off, fuck that guy. I don't have time for that. And then they start it, and you know you know what you can do. You don't have nothing to prove. When you start really becoming a mixed martial artist, you start having that mindset of you have nothing to prove out in the street. You don't have nothing to prove to that guy or that guy because you know what you can do to them. So it's turned me in a better person, a better man, disciplined. Uh, that's why I tell parents and stuff, put your kid in wrestling or boxing or gymnastics, because not only that, it's discipline. It'll build them up to be better adults, better human beings. Wrestling helped me a lot. Wrestling's not what it was back then, where they used to punish us like push-ups till we could not. They'd make us uh, plank or up on our hands and feet for like 30 minutes, 100 push-ups. If we would get in trouble. If we got in trouble at home, we'd get in trouble at practice. Uh, so yeah, it's done good for me. I have a little niece, and now my sister, she's she's the only girl in my family out of 6 boys. So I'm gonna teach my niece everything I know. I can't wait till she's bigger and uh, be great.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's an awesome message of like how you've grown as a man and as a human being, through martial arts. If there's anyone listening to this who, is getting into trouble or whatever, and they're sort of in the same situation that you were in before, if you get what I mean, what advice would you give those people? Would you say to them, they need to get in a gym, they need to like channel their energy somewhere?
If I was talking to someone like myself, if I was talking to my old self back in high school, I would have told myself to get in the, you need to go box or get in a mixed martial art gym, to channel all that because wrestling wasn't doing it. I was getting in trouble. And so, yeah, I'd tell them you need to come to me. I want to be that gym where I can go to these schools and talk to students and tell my story and come invite them for a free trial to my gym and you know teach the young generation and help them grow and you know give them discipline. Not a lot of parents, they don't know how to, it's very hard to discipline kids now without getting in trouble. um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I even think like physical, like making a kid do push-ups and stuff is not okay anymore. I don't know, but uh, you know, when I get upset, I hit a bag, and it really helps. So yeah, I would tell. I had a cop, a resource officer. Uh, so I went to Millard South, and I got kicked out for fighting. So I went to Millard North, and there was this group of kids that didn't like me because I was from Millard South, and we had problems. We had problems already, and the cop, he knew why I was there, and he's like, "This is like your second chance. You get kicked out of here, you're done." I'm like, so I'm like, all right. I'm like, whatever. And he was also a boxing coach at a gym, and he asked me to come join. And me, I was hard. I was stubborn. I'm like, yeah, yeah, whatever. Da da da. I didn't take him up on it. I was too. And now I wish I would have. If I would have then, who knows what I could be now. If I would have joined that boxing gym, who knows where I would be now.
Mm.
I could have saved myself from going through a bunch of other stuff that I did if I would have just took him up on his offer. So I wouldn't want any other kid to miss out on that like I did. I mean, I'm doing good now. So
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, in the long run, you've learned from this stuff, man. You've grown as I mentioned before, as a person, and you've learned some valuable lessons, and maybe some of them the hard way for sure. But at least then, you're doing good now. First, that's the first thing, and obviously the second thing is, as well as the fact you're doing good now, you got this knowledge to pass on, and contribute to people. So I'm happy you're doing so well now, and you've turned it around, and you've turned like a negative situation into a positive. And this is the thing, man. This is why I do these interviews, because it shows people what can be done if you just put your mind to it. It's a very important lesson in life. So let's talk about a couple of other things, I mean, we just would move into the latter phase of this, so it won't be much longer, but a couple of other things. I also wanted to ask you what some of your favorite fights are that you've had already, like some of your what you think are like your best wins or some of your favorite places you fought. I don't mind like what reason that is your favorite, but just what fights are your favorite fights you've had so far in your career?
My my favorite fights, well, my last two fights are probably my favorite. Those are two of my best fights, I think. Um, let's see. When I fought Jason Scott as an amateur, that was one of my favorite fights. He was a really good wrestler, so I was able to out wrestle him, and which was pretty great. So then when I fought Dustin Lampros, I know I lost, but that was the one fight that made me want to get better. He he literally shut everything down and gave me nothing. So I want to fight Dustin Lampros again when I get a chance. I know that. So I hope he sees this and Shamrock sees it, and I'd love to get that get that fight back. Honestly,
Yeah,
um,
100%. Very cool. Well, I hope you do as well, man. 100%. Fingers crossed on that one. I hope you do. And yeah, I mean, those are some good fights you mentioned. And again, you've learned from them, you've grown from them. So I got massive respect for that, man. You know, um, moving into the last sort of part of this now. Is there anyone who you'd like to give a shout out to in terms of like the people who've helped you in your career and, helped you to move forward and progress to the level you're at now, if you get what I mean?
yeah. My coaches at Mid America Mixed Martial Arts, Tim Soretta, Marcus Butler. He's my BJJ coach. Um, Coach Aaron Cerrone, he owns the gym, so without him, we wouldn't be there. And my strength and conditioning nutritionist, uh, he owns Hyper Zane. He's from Honey Creek, Iowa, and he handles all my work, strength and conditioning. We we do a lot. He's a big game changer in my camp, and my last two wins. Uh, he was a big part of. Uh, I felt a lot better and stronger ever since he's been training me. And my sponsor, Caniglia Painting, my parents, they've helped a lot. I wouldn't be able to be here and spend all this money I have on training without their help and giving me a roof and a place to sleep so I can train full time. Um, then I want to thank my main sponsor, Twin J Transportation, the Twin J Fight Team, Scott Johnson. He's been a big ever since I made my MMA return uh, back in 2018, I think. Uh, he's been in my corner, supporting me ever since. Uh, he's gonna be there till then for sure. Um, Tyler Ware Construction, TW Construction, Omaha Water Store, Kangen Water, best water around. Uh, so clean. You got to try it.
Awesome.
And of course, all my teammates, friends, family, everybody, managers, and Andrew Train, Disorderly Conduct Management, Dynasty Combat Sports, Fighting Alliance Championship, uh, and Alan Olivas. Man, I'm ready for war. I'm ready to fight.
Absolutely. Well, it's amazing to give them a shout out and the good work they're doing for you. And I'll say, to all of our viewers anywhere in the world, whether it's in the USA, whether you're over here in the UK as well, anywhere, keep an eye on this man. Keep an eye on Ashton No Chance Caniglia because he is doing some big things in MMA, and he's achieved a lot, but the best is yet to come. Honestly, champ, for me to you, the best is yet to come for you. Good luck for the next fight, man. It's a big opportunity. No doubt you'll get the win. And I've said this to a couple of people lately, but when you're signed by one of these big companies like the PFL or the One Championship or whatever, we'll do another one of these and we'll
Yes.
update everyone on what's happening like to that point in time. But between now and then, man, I want to wish you good luck. I'll be cheering for you, even though it's from thousands of miles away. I'll be cheering for you anyway. And yeah, I just say to all our viewers, keep an eye on this man. Thank you for coming on the show, brother, and thank you for taking time out of your day, your afternoon, to speak with me. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me. It was great. It was fun talking to you and telling my story. And I can't wait to be back on when, I'm under the big lights.
Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.